Today, Chelsea take a trip to Cardiff City Stadium to take on Cardiff in a single-leg quarter-final EFL Cup game. Hello guys, welcome to ID Talk TV. In this video, I'll take you through the preview between Cardiff City versus Chelsea in the EFL Cup quarter-final. Chelsea will be looking to qualify for their third semi-final game in 18 months since Enzo Maresca took charge as the head coach of Chelsea Football Club. But before we take a look at the preview, the team news, and my predicted 11 going into this quarterfinal game, Enzo Maresca had his press conference yesterday. And in that press conference, it turned out to look like what was just continuation of Enzo Maresca post-match conference after the Everton game. Let's take a look at the press conference Enzo Maresca had yesterday prior to this Cardiff City game. Enzo Maresca was asked about his comments on Saturday by Sky Sports journalists. And here's what Enzo Maresca responded. I already spoke about that and I don't have nothing to add. It's Cardiff tomorrow. Please, I already spoke about that and I think I was quite clear. No more than that. And that was the response Enzo Maresca gave. Because it's not being firm. The journalists are trying to see how they can get words out of Enzo Maresca. And the journalist further went on to press. And Enzo Maresca then added, I respect your opinion and people's opinion. I have nothing to add. My focus is on tomorrow's game and that we can achieve the third semi-final in my time at the club. Absolutely. Enzo Maresca at this point in time is just being focused on the job, about the game, what will go on the field. But instead of the journalists to ask Enzo Maresca about about the game that will be coming up against Cardiff, they still want to get some little clarification on Enzo Maresca's comments, which he actually made. And Enzo Maresca have actually made it clear that he have actually said what he said, and there is nothing more to add to it. Enzo Maresca went on to clarify, we are in an era where everyone can say what they think. I respect people's opinion, your opinion, but I have nothing to add. My focus is on tomorrow. I already answered the question. My focus is on tomorrow. I don't have nothing to add. So for emphasis, when the journalists tried to press on to get words from Enzo Maresca reiterates what he had already said, that his focus is on the quarterfinal game against Cardiff at the Cardiff City Stadium. And he has already said what he said. He respects people's opinion, he respects his own opinion, and that he has nothing to add. The same journalists end up asking Enzo Maresca on if he is committed of being Chelsea head coach. Emphatically, Enzo Maresca responded with absolute yes. He said absolutely yes, that he is committed of being or still remaining as Chelsea head coach. So, Enzo Maresca was then asked about the clash against Cardiff that will be taking place today. And here's what Enzo Maresca said. He's doing a great job. Now, Enzo Maresca is referring to the Cardiff City manager, talking about Brent Murphy. He's doing a great job. They are top of the league, playing nice football and winning games. We need to pay attention and be careful. We can achieve the third semi-finals in 18 months. When Enzo Maresca was asked about the game today against Cardiff, and he made reference to Cardiff City manager, talking about Brent Murphy, who is currently the league leaders in League One in the top tier of English football. And he actually gave credit to Brent Murphy that he is doing a great job. Cardiff City are actually playing good football, and currently they are the league leaders in League One. And so it's a game that Chelsea need to pay attention to and be focused so that we can achieve our third semi-final in the space of 18 months within Enzo Maresca's reign. So Enzo Maresca was then asked on Cole Palmer being rested for the game. And Enzo Maresca said, I already said many times, Cole is one of the players that deserve to be protected. He's not available to play 2 games in 3 days. Quite agree with that. Enzo Maresca at this point in time is trying to see how he can manage Cole Palmer in order to get the best out of him, even with the limited time. Cole Palmer will definitely be in the field. And match like this, with no disrespect to Cardiff City, I don't think it's a game that Cole Palmer need to actually play. So Enzo Maresca has stated it. Cole Palmer currently cannot play 2 games in 3 days. And that is just the point the manager is trying to make at this point in time. So Enzo Maresca on why he said what he did. Another journalist now trying to see how he can force words out of Enzo Maresca. And this is the response Enzo Maresca gave. I can speak Italian, my language, Spanish very well, French very well, English, you can understand me. I think I was clear with what I said. It's done. It's finished. It was after the game. I said what I said, and it's done. It's finished. And at this point, Enzo Maresca is just trying to be firm, being a man, being a manager of his word. What he had on Saturday was a post-match conference, and he reiterates that he said what he said. That is final. It's done, and it is finished. He doesn't want to give the press men any other thing to think of. Why they are trying to get clarity. If what he actually said, he can retract it back. But Enzo Maresca maintained that he said what he said. That he can speak Italian, which is his language, very well. He can speak Spanish very well. French very well. English, you can understand what he is saying. The message was clear. So he is done. It's finished. And that was final. And that's Enzo Maresca's stand. He never wanted to say what he said he meant to say. He didn't give any explanation to what he actually said after the post-match conference against Everton. Enzo Maresca on if he is enjoying the season so far. And here's what he said. Absolutely. Yes, it's fantastic. No matter if we win or lose. It is a fantastic opportunity because you can always learn, and I am very happy with that. So Enzo Maresca went on to reiterate that so far he's enjoying the season with Chelsea. Currently, Chelsea are sitting fourth in the Premier League standing with 28 points after 16 games. And I think with all assessment, if we put everything in place, I think Chelsea have done quite well, even though we would have been much more better than where we are currently with some of the losses that never would have been. But then it's football. And the manager actually said he is enjoying his season. Enzo Maresca on winning the Carabao Cup. This is what he said. It's something that we want to achieve for the fans. It's a club with all its history. We need to do our best tomorrow to try and achieve the third semi-final. So, Enzo Maresca, when asked if Chelsea stand a chance of winning the Carabao Cup, and he said it's something that he would love to achieve for the fans. Chelsea is a club with rich history, and the best place to start off with is this quarterfinal game. So, that is where we are going to start to see how we can qualify for the semi-final for the third time in his era. So Enzo Maresca was asked if he explained what he meant to people at the club. And here's what Enzo Maresca responded. Another journalist is trying to get words from Enzo Maresca. I already spoke about that. I don't need to add more things. I start to prepare the Cardiff game the morning after Everton. That's final. Still trying to say the same thing, maintaining his position. That he has already spoken about what he said in that post-match conference. And after that day, on Sunday, he have already started preparing for the Cardiff game, which is the next match in front of Chelsea. And I just love Enzo Maresca's point. I just love Enzo Maresca's stand at this point, being firm on his word and what he has actually said. That is just what makes you a human. If you can be firm with what you said and defend what you said, well, in my opinion, I see no issues with that. Enzo Maresca on changes tomorrow. Now, this is where the real press conference actually started to hold regarding the Cardiff game. So Enzo Maresca was asked on changes for the game against Cardiff City. And here's what Enzo Maresca said. We are going to make some changes. We will see how many, but for sure, we need some players to recover the energy. Absolutely. So, in today's game against Cardiff City, because Enzo Maresca had this press conference yesterday, we should expect a lot of rotation. Definitely, there is going to be lots of rotation. And I quite support that. It's Cardiff City we are playing. Like I said earlier, no disrespect to Cardiff. Currently, they are the league leaders in the top tier of English football, currently sitting first, and they are playing good football. So, Enzo Maresca said we should expect lots of changes when it comes to tomorrow's game. And I'm pretty sure there will definitely be heavy rotation comes today in the game against Cardiff City. Now, Enzo Maresca on winning mentality. He was asked about winning mentality in the team. And yes, what Enzo Maresca actually said. It's the main thing. Since I joined the club, I always try to say the same. Building a winning mentality by winning games. Tomorrow is another chance to be in another semi-final. And it's an important moment for everyone at the club. I think we are in the right direction. There are some moments where we drop some points, but it is part of the journey. I have the feeling we are getting better and better. Absolutely. Quite agree with Enzo Maresca. When we talk about winning mentality, it's about winning games. It is how consistent you are by winning games is what brings about winning mentality. So when they say a club have winning mentality, it's not just something it's not just a mindset, but it's the practical approach of what the fans are saying. So winning mentality is all about winning games. So that was what Enzo Maresca said about winning mentality. Enzo Maresca on expectation at Chelsea. Yes, his response. When you are a Chelsea manager, you understand that the expectations are higher this season compared to last season. They are even higher. It is something normal when you are a Chelsea player or manager. Definitely. No employer will definitely employ a worker and expect less from that worker. So expectation from the team and the player, like he said, from Chelsea is always very high. And that is just the level the fans want the manager and the players to always operate on. So the expectation is high, there is no doubt. And we definitely believe everything is in place to actually make the manager and the players to succeed with the full backing of the fans, because the fans are always there to give the team the needed backing and support. So Enzo Maresca on positive and negative of being Chelsea boss, and here is what Enzo Maresca said. I think it's a lot of positive things for sure. He never wanted to say anything more than that. So when he was asked about the positive and negative of being a Chelsea manager, he said that there is a lot of positive for sure. Whether there are negatives, that is up to the journalists to actually decide. What he said is there are lots of positive, and definitely there are lots of positive. Being a Chelsea manager comes with one prestige, I must actually say, and one of the biggest clubs in the world of football. So Enzo Maresca on Malo Gusto performance. And yes, what Enzo Maresca said. I see Malo and Reece. They can play both positions. It depends where we need them. They are both fullbacks, but can also play as a midfielder. We are happy for Malo because he never scored and now he has scored two. Definitely, Malo Gusto is now beginning to look like one right back that Chelsea have actually been desiring to see, just like just like Reece James. And of late, Malo Gusto have definitely been performing very, very well. And we hope to see that continue with this kind of form going into games. So, Enzo Maresca there was spot on. Malo Gusto and Reece James, no doubt, they are fullbacks. But with the tactics Enzo Maresca deployed them to play, whether as a midfielder, they are both doing excellently well. In fact, one joy I have currently is on Reece James. Reece James is a very fantastic and intelligent player. Put him at the right back, he can give you 110%. Put him as a midfielder, you will be amazed at the job that Reece James will do in the midfield. So, going forward, Enzo Maresca on if he is happy with people saying he has a bad relationship with owners or sporting director. I said after the game that I love Chelsea supporters. They deserve the best. Again, I don't have nothing to add. So, that was Enzo Maresca. That was the last word that the journalist definitely asking. That if he is happy with what people are saying, that he is having a bad relationship with Chelsea owner and the directors of football. So he said, I love Chelsea supporters. That question was very tactical, and he actually gave them a tactical answer. I love Chelsea supporters. They deserve the best. Again, I don't have anything to add to what I have said already. So, going into this particular game, the preview between Cardiff City versus Chelsea. Chelsea are coming into this game from the win against Everton in the last Premier League game. And I want to believe that will be a confident and a morale boost for the team going into this particular game. So already, since Enzo Maresca in his press conference definitely said there's going to be an heavy rotation when it comes to this particular encounter. And as such, we should expect rotation to this team in the quarterfinal game against Cardiff today. So, if we look at players that are absent, currently Levi Colwill still out, injured. Romeo Lavia not fully integrated into the team, even though reports have it that he has started some light training. Liam Delap is out with injury, and also Dario Sugo remains out. Moses Caicedo returned into the team for selection after serving 3-match ban from the red card he actually received in the game against Arsenal. Going into this game, every other players are available for selection. So having said that, Chelsea will line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, and this will be my predicted 11 going into this particular match. In goal, I'll go with Philip Jorgensen. The full back, the left back, I'll go with Jorel Ato, and the right back, I'll go with Malo Gusto. The centre back pairing, I'll go with Bernard Badiachile and George Acheampong. The midfield pivot, I will go with Moses Caicedo and Andre Santos. While the attacking midfield through, the left wing, I'll go with Jimmy Gittins. The central attacking midfielder, that's the number 10 role, I will go with Facundo Bonanote. The right wing, I will go with Gustavo William. And up front, McGill will get the nod to start. So this will be my predicted 11 going into this game. Why did I make this selection? If we take a look at the centre-back pairing of George Acheampong and Bernard Badiashile, I think it's one pairing also that have actually given Chelsea a glimpse of relief when we watched both of them that were paired in the game against Liverpool. And remember, both were later taken off of that game due to injury, and Reece James later went on to be the centre-back man alongside with Jorel Ato. It was definitely good to see because George Acheampong and Bernard Badiashile have that understanding in that particular game. The more reason, since we are playing Cardiff in the quarterfinal of EFL Cup, I decided to go with the nod of George Acheampong and Bernard Badiashile. Malugus to place the right back, of course, is most preferable. And Marco Kurela will get the needed rest for Jorel Ato to definitely come in. The centre-back pairing, I went with Andres Santos and Moses Caicedo. Moses Caicedo have actually gotten a lot of rest after that 3-match ban. And so, because of the centre-back pairing of Bernard Badiashile and George Acheampong, I went for a midfield that can actually give that defensive shield also to the back line. The more reason I expect Moses Caicedo to actually start the game alongside with Andres Santos. And the attacking midfield through Jimmy Gittins, we actually saw what he did in our round of 16, that is the round 5 of the EFL Cup game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, where he actually shined like a million star. And in the right wing, Gustavo William, very wonderful, talented Brazilian footballer who has actually hit the Stamford Bridge running with his excellent kind of football. And up front, McGill to start. So these are the team that I've actually set up that can get the job done at the Cardiff City Stadium. So who will make your predicted 11 going into this quarterfinal game against Cardiff City at the Cardiff City Stadium? Drop your thoughts down below. Prediction. Going into the quarterfinal game, I expect Chelsea to actually see this as a very tough clash, and as such, no room for complacency. In as much as we are playing Cardiff City, I definitely think that what we need to do is to take the game from the blast of the whistle to Cardiff till the very end. We saw what happened in the round 3 of the EFL Cup when we traveled to face Lincoln City. The first half of that game, Chelsea performed very poorly. Lincoln were all over the place, went on to take the lead, and Chelsea came into the game and later went on to win. So it was a game of 2 halves for Chelsea. Lincoln City actually played the first half. Chelsea came to the second half before they got the job done. Moving forward to round 5 of the game, where we actually play Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Millennium Stadium. Chelsea had a wonderful first half in that particular encounter, going up 3-0 in the first half with excellent football. I mean, Chelsea actually played like the team we have actually seen. One of the best football Chelsea have played this season was in the first half of that EFL Cup against struggling Wolverhampton Wanderers. And first half, Chelsea were already 3-0 up. Coming into the second half, Chelsea actually collapsed. Wolverhampton Wanderers were allowed to come into the game. In quick succession, Wolverhampton Wanderers have actually scored 2 goals, and that means 3-2 at this point before Jimmy Gittins scored a screamer that actually saw Chelsea went up 4-2. And Wolverhampton Wanderers pulled one back, and it ended 4-3 at the Millennium Stadium. So going into this particular game, I expect Chelsea not to give room for complacency in this particular encounter, because Cardiff City currently are doing very well in the League One. Currently, they are the league leaders. They will want to prove a point playing against Chelsea. So if we take a look at the previous meeting between Chelsea and Cardiff City, 2013-2014, when they were in the Premier League, Chelsea defeated them home and away, 4-1 at home and 2-1 away from home. 2018-2019, when they actually came back again to the Premier League season, Chelsea still defeated them home and away with the same score line, 4-1 at home, 2-1 away at the Cardiff City Stadium. So I expect Chelsea to actually go all out into this particular one to secure the semi-final place that Chelsea will be needing in 18 months. That will be the 3rd semi-final for Enzo Maresca under his reign in 18 months. So, my prediction for this particular game, I see Chelsea defeating Cardiff City by 3-0. I don't expect Cardiff to actually get a goal. But then, if the defense line should stand solid, I see Chelsea defeating Cardiff City by 3-0. What is your score prediction? Drop your thought down below. Thank you very much for watching, and catch you in the next video. Bye.